What's going on? It's Ash here coming at you today in Clash Mini. I am so excited to announce that I will be covering Clash Mini here alongside Clash Royale, especially after it launches. I am very confident this game will not be killed by Supercell. It will launch globally because every single person that I've spoken to who have tried the game, myself included, absolutely loves it. The more they play it, the more kind of addicted they get. So today I want to go ahead and make a basic tips video for anybody who is picking the game up for the first time. Or it's only been released for about 4 days now, 5 days. So suffice it to say, strategies will change and develop over time. If you look back to the early Clash of Clans, early Brawl Stars, and early Clash Royale videos, certainly things have changed quite a bit, but this ought to help you out. Just kind of familiarize yourself with what's going on here on the user interface, on the menus here, and then I'm going to walk you through a match and talk about some strategy tips that I have learned. I'm just outside or just inside the top 1,000 right now. We'll take a look now. I haven't played so far this morning, today, but last night I ended around 800 or so in the world. Let's go through each of these menus really quickly, talk about what they are and what we're trying to do in this game, right? All right, guys, so let's start with the shop here. Going to be spending a decent amount of time here in the shop in Clash Mini, even if you're not a dirty gemmer like yours truly. You can get skins. They have special offers in the shop as well. You also can purchase mini upgrades using gold, which is not the premium currency. If you draw your attention to the top of the screen here, we have your level, your profile on the far left. We have your gold next to that, which is, again, is similar to gold in other Clash games. And then we have gems, which are the premium currency, which you can buy for, you know, money. And then we have challenge coins. That's how you play ranked matches inside this game. You want to be very strategic with the minis that you purchase. Don't do a dirty gemmer move like me and just, you know, stock up on everybody. You want to be strategically picking the minis that are close to ideally unlocking a new skill they can use inside the arena. More on that in just a moment. We also have your heroes. You can buy them 25 at a time. They are rather expensive, 100 gems per 25 on these heroes, and gems are not cheap, obviously, inside this game, just as they aren't inside any of the Clash IP games. We're trying to get our main hero, your favorite hero, and I will say that Shield Maiden right now, early on, she's the best. She's very powerful, by far the most popular hero that you see as well, especially as you progress further in the game. Not to say the other heroes are trash or bad, they're not. Getting heroes to level 5 is going to be important for everybody, so whoever your favorite hero is, try to get them to level 5. More on that in just a moment as well. We also have these challenge coins, which again you use to play ranked matches. We have those available in the shop. You get free ones every day, which you can see I already purchased, and then in the middle we can buy them with just gold, and this is the kind of the animation that you see whenever you basically get anything inside the game. And then we can buy some also with gems for the big spenders in the game. Again, we have 5 available per day. They refresh every 24 hours, and then we have our typical gems and our gold. Looking at the heroes in the minis now, so each deck has one hero, and then you can have the minis surrounding them. We'll talk about deck formation in just a moment here, but again, these are the heroes right now inside the game. I have them all collected. I'm sure they're going to be adding a lot more in the future, but I want to draw your attention to Countess right now. So Countess, you can see, as I said, at level 5 we will be unlocking their second ability, so really important that we try to focus on getting our first hero to level 5 rather than kind of spread our resources a little bit too thin inside the game. And then the last ability, Feast in this case, unlocks at level 10, which I have not gotten to yet personally. Okay, there's the heroes, right? So you can see the importance of unlocking their abilities. The minis, they have a similar kind of thing going on in terms of unlocking abilities along the way. So on the Giant Skeleton, for example, I don't have any of the abilities unlocked yet. I need to go ahead and collect more Giant Skeletons or purchase more Giant Skeletons in the shop to go ahead and start unlocking the abilities. I do have, let's see, I have P.E.K.K.A. I have 2 abilities unlocked with P.E.K.K.A, and you guys can go ahead and see the abilities and what they do on any of your minis as you go ahead and progress here. So right now I have the armor ability, gain a block for a short period of time, and cast when battle starts, and block reducing incoming damage by 1. So a little bit more explanation on those abilities as well. You can also go ahead and take a look at different skins that you have available, and you can also take a look at their stats as you upgrade these minis. That's the minis. This is your mini collection. You guys can see their stars as well. You can sort them by, you know, various different things, just like Clash Royale as well. This is your battle screen. This is where you can see your, this is kind of a pre-season pass, they're calling it right now. Very good rewards here, so if you are going to spend any money on the game, I would advise you go ahead and take advantage of that. There is a free track as well, so certainly everybody's going to be spending a lot of time there. So far, the rewards from the pre-pass Royale, Mini, whatever they're calling it, are actually pretty decent, as I said. You also see your quests. Quests are going to be very important, guys. You get a lot of good rewards. You guys can see you're already getting 25 heroes. That costs 100 gems in the shop. You're getting them just by playing simply those heroes. So make sure you switch things up and get acquainted with all the heroes in the game. You can see I get my hero and then my 5 minis surrounding the hero. Right now, there are only 2 game modes inside Clash Mini. I have a hunch they'll be adding some more in the future. We have Rumble, which is a way to kind of have a 8-person tournament, I should say. Really, really fun to do. Duels are a little bit faster. Duels are the first player to get 3 victories, goes ahead and wins. If you're a grinder like me, you can switch on and off to ranked and casual, as you guys can see, and you can see how many tokens that we have, challenge tokens. Rumbles are really fun, but if you're trying to grind, trying to make some progress, I prefer duels a little bit faster, but both are actually really, really enjoyable. I do find myself switching back and forth quite a bit. There's 2, 3, and 4 cost minis right now, right? So we're not talking about the whole breadth of, 10 elixir cards kind of coming from Clash Royale. I will say a little awkward on the 3 cost minis because oftentimes you're left with kind of 1 extra elixir, but that's not to say that you should shy away from them. I think that's a common beginner mistake, is saying I'm always left over with, I have 2 elixir, I can't use a 3 cost mini, but I think that they are still worth it. You should not just try to stay on even numbers. Also embrace the odd numbers. That was just kind of an experience that I had early on, so I just wanted to mention that for you guys. You can see here, pretty basic. You have your league, your trophy progression, and then the top 1,000. Let's see, at the very top right now, it's Ben, Tim, and Itsu, 2 content creators, as well as a Clash of Clans pro in Itsu. All right, guys, so I just had a warm-up match or 2. I'm gonna go ahead and enter into the arena here. Every single match is comprised of an early game, a mid game, and a late game. Some decks will perform very well in the late game. Some decks will perform exceptionally well in the early game, then struggle in the late game. The idea here is to kind of work with the minis that you like, the heroes that you like, and try to establish a balanced deck that's going to help you out in the beginning of the match and the end of the match. You will know if you start struggling, right? A lot of people will be like, okay, I'm always losing in the beginning and I'm always winning in the end, or vice versa. What you want to do in the beginning of the game, and the first round especially, is focus on finding a synergy of a few minis and 1 hero that you love that work well together. So I usually use the P.E.K.K.A along with, again, Shield Maiden, and then just a ranged unit, So I will go ahead and use my refreshes to make sure that I can find that cast of characters. Now, in this match, you'll see that we have these squares. It's a healing star here. Basically, there's these 1 square on the map that is going to go ahead, let me do something here, right? That is going to be able to give your heroes or your minis a special ability, heal over time, maybe extra energy to the start of the match. So there's a lot of possibilities there as well. Now, there also comes a game of prediction in said activity, in those possibilities. So what you want to do, you can see that I started with the Spear Goblin there. He's going to throw his spear. Same thing with the Bowler. There's all kinds of cards that can actually go into your opponent's territory, like the Miner, or they can throw something, a projectile or whatever, at your opponent before the action starts, such as a Spear Goblin. It's good to take your little Spear Goblin and put him in the same lane as your opponent's power-up. So we're going to go ahead and do that right now. Now, you'll notice, guys, that I am focusing first on round 2 and 3. I like to focus first before I start powering up my minis. I want to try to get all my minis onto the playing field, right? I want to get all 6 of my characters, 1 hero, and 5 minis out there before I focus on upgrading them in the later game. So again, early game, you're focusing on getting those power dynamics, getting that synergy together so where you have a good shot at coming out with a victory in the early game. In the mid game, it's about getting all your minis actually on the arena. And then in the late game, then you can strategically power up the minis that have abilities worth or usable to power up. In the very beginning of the game, you won't have any minis that have abilities that are available to upgrade because everybody's going to be, only their default skill. But eventually, very quickly, after a day or 2 or a few hours of playing, you will have an opportunity to go ahead and get that. So let's go ahead and switch things up here. It's always a good thing. It's always a good idea to switch things up. And if they have a Miner or if they have a unit that is attacking your range units way in the back. Again, a Miner being one, also Countess, the hero. She will teleport to the enemy that's the furthest away, or archers are always going to go for the units that's furthest away as well. You want to be able to protect those range units in the back as well. That means putting Skeleton Guard or putting a P.E.K.K.A near those range units in the back. That way they cannot be sniped. That's very, very important, guys. So just because they're ranged doesn't mean they automatically go in the back. Sometimes they'll need a little bit of protection. So always think strategically here. I hope I've given you a good kind of a basic rundown of the game. You saw those power-up squares, all, you know, just kind of reiterate in-game stuff. Focus on a deck that's going to survive you all the way to the late game, right? And if you're struggling in the late game, if you pick up an easy victory or two early on, and then at the end you're getting smoked, you're getting reverse swept, that means you probably need to focus on minis that have more abilities unlocked, or maybe you need to power up your deck a little bit and get a couple 4 elixir cost minis. Sometimes in the early game, or just after you download it, I should say, this game, you're going to be struggling with, okay, what is a balanced deck? But that comes really, really quickly. Obviously, having a good blend of range units, some tanks, and some high DPS units such as Mini P.E.K.K.A to actually, you know, tear down those tanks. So guys, again, I hope this is a good kind of introduction to the game. We talked about every area in the game. We played a sample duel for you guys as well. Thank you for watching so much till the end. Let me know if you like this game, if you tried it out yet. I love it. Let me know if you want to see me make a video on how to download the game while it's in beta as well, guys. Thank you so much for watching all the way till the end, and as always, take care, guys.